Yo, what's up? Good morning. My name is Petrowski, and today we're covering the July 2024 PvP tier movement discussion in Pokemon. What all that means is, hey, what Pokemon are moving tiers? Seeing what Pokemon are moving tiers is super important, not only for PvP players, but also for any type of player who wants to make Pokeyen. I constantly talk about how breeding and building those Pokemon for profit once they move tiers is really good, because now a lot of different players need to build those Pokemon. Not everybody really plays every tier of PvP in Pokemon. Usually you have your OU players, your UU players, your NU players, etc. So if something moves tiers, whether up or down for the first time in a very long time, now all of those people need that competitive Pokemon. So let's jump into it. This is one of the craziest tier discussion movements I've ever seen. As you can see, what is this? We'll get to that in more detail in a quick second. Now, I do want to quickly qualify. I am not the best, most current, up-to-date expert in terms of PvP and Pokemon. PvP used to be most of the endgame in Pokemon back in 2013, so I played a fair bit of it, but that was back in 2013. Things have changed quite a bit, and I wasn't even that good back then, let's be honest. But you know what? I think I still have a decent enough education and understanding of PvP and its metagame to explain things to 90% or so of the player base. But if you're a high-end PvP player, this video might not be super informative to you, but maybe we'll jump into it. So, Munya, the main guy who covers all the tier changes, this is the end of the season changes, which means every 3 months there's a season end, and every 1 month there's like a rotation or whatever of Pokemon as well. It is 3.75% usage. So if a Pokemon is being used below 3.75% in the tier, like in OU, for example, it'll go down to UU. And if a Pokemon is being used 4.75%, and it's higher tier, so if a Pokemon is UU, but it's being used almost 5% of the time in OU, it'll just get moved up to OU, if that makes sense. Okay, anyways, let's jump into it. To OU from UU. Excuse me. Jellicent and Gastrodon, there's not much to talk about here. Well, I guess the one thing is, go talk to Spidget about this. Apparently, there is some insane, turbo, quote-unquote, broken OU PvP team that Spidget has been talking about for quite a while now. That involves Jellicent. If you go over to PvP statistics in Pokemon and go to Jellicent and go to most common allies, apparently that team is absolutely tearing up OU. I don't know a whole lot about it. It's very on the ground, fast moving information, OU stuff, right? So that Jellicent team is apparently extremely good. Jellicent and Gastrodon are two Pokemon that constantly move out of OU and UU. Thankfully, I do at least have the history here to be able to talk about that. So these are two Mons that meta dependent. They just sort of jump in back and forth between OU and UU. Gastrodon, this guy even goes around from OU to NU. It's kind of funny. He's one of the most moving Pokemon you'll ever see. I've seen him in NU over the past year. I've seen him in UU. I've seen him in OU now. He just moves around depending on the metagame. Anyways, to UU from OU. This is the most important part of the discussion here. Blissey getting moved to UU. I've been playing Pokemon for a very long time. I saw the effects of Blissey Storm, and we're nowhere near in that meta. Blissey Storm is long gone. Now we have our mixed threats, we have our Infernapes, even mixed Garchomp, mixed Dragonite with multi-scale, etc. Blissey has been power crept quite a bit. Still really good, still really annoying to deal with. Blissey and Chansey are both extremely good. From a veteran's perspective, who may not be the best at PvP and not the most up-to-date with PvP, I can't see a world where Blissey isn't too strong for UU. Just statistically speaking, I think Blissey is way too good for UU, but I could be entirely wrong. Hilariously, Cofagrigus I actually totally could see being in UU, and I could totally see that Pokemon being UU power. It's kind of a niche pick on certain teams in OU. The only weird thing is, UU is already so filled with stall, with things like Bronzong being top of the metagame. It kind of sucks to see more stall pieces added. I don't think UU needs more stall. That's the main sad thing here. Sorry, I feel sorry to you 10 UU players out there, because your metagame's just getting slower, I guess. I don't know. To NU from UU. This is Pokemon moving down to NU. My favorite tier from UU. I like Ninjask in NU. I don't think it's too strong personally from my experience. Yeah, it gets speed boost. Yeah, it has U-turn. It's Ninjask. It doesn't have that high of an attack stat, even if you SD whip. It's really not that crazy. I think it's very manageable. Priority fucks it. Stealth Rocks fucks it. I don't think it's that threatening, honestly. Ludicolo is actually really threatening in NU, hilariously. Is it too strong for NU? I don't know. Now, with these three Pokemon, the problem is these three Pokemon are all like Rain Team Pokemon. So seeing all of these drop to NU at the exact same time is kind of like, oh, okay. Well, I guess Rain's... To be fair, the main Rain setter that I've seen succeed in NU is Magneton. And I think with like Eviolite and Rain Dance, or I think they even go Damp Rock over Eviolite sometimes. But I think Magneton right now is in UU. So I don't know what the new Rain setter would be in NU. Which is kind of interesting. We'll have to see what maybe it's Celdor, but you don't generally want to, whatever. Ludicolo, Swampert, Toxicroak. I could see a lot of this being too strong. I could see this being changed. These aren't like the staff or the tier council being like, oh yes, these Pokemon should be in these tiers. It's more like, oh, this is the percentage. This is how they're being played. They will go to this if nothing changes. Now, this is tier discussion. This is movement discussion. This is not for sure happening. It's decently likely that this is all happening, but all of this is open to change. All of this is open to discussion. If you think Blissey would destroy the UU metagame, come leave a comment and explain why, thoughtfully and logically with calculations and good arguments, okay? Don't come here and say, Blissey would slow down UU even more. Rah! You know, it's not, you have to provide something, but, pretty interesting changes, pretty crazy. Some of the more crazy ones I've been able to cover over the past year or so. Blissey and Cofagrigus to UU is that's really the crazy one. And I kind of just feel for those UU players out there. This quick recap. This kind of means nothing except for the Jellicent team is popping off. Maybe go check that out. Blissey, Cofagrigus is kind of awkward. Why make UU stallier? Plus, this power level probably could work. This probably can't. Ninjask, Ludicolo, Swampert. Ninjask is probably 100% fine. It moves back and forth all the time. I think it's fine in NU. These three can be too strong if a really good Rain setter or Rain team pops up in NU. We'll have to see. Also, seeing Swampert being able to possibly... The problem is, anytime something like Swampert or Quagsire tries to threaten Blaziken, they just start running Hidden Power Grass, so it's not actually that. Anyways, yeah, that crazy. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully some interesting, good little recap of the tier discussion. Go check it out. Go talk to yourself if you want to go interact with this. Like this video if it was helpful or enjoyable. Subscribe if you want to see daily Pokemon videos every single day, covering news, updates, and game information like this. Discord down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal/donations do allow me to do stuff like this. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno.